फिशिंग क्लस्टर्स, फिशिंग हार्बर और लैंडिंग सेंटर्स की संख्या 40 से बढ़कर 100 से अधिक तक पहुंच चुकी है। इसमें 2 गुना से ज्यादा की वृद्धि करने का लक्ष्य लेकर हम चल रहे हैं। अब देश की अपेक्षा और आकांक्षा दोनों बढ़ गई है, इसलिए आने वाले 3-4 वर्षों के लिए हमारे संकल्प भी बहुत बड़े हो गए।
India's journey towards self-reliance and growth has seen a significant surge, with its fisheries, animal husbandry and dairy sectors emerging as one of the central pillars of these progress. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi and the ambitious PM Gati Shakti initiative, these sectors have undergone a remarkable transformation, contributing not only to economic development but also to the empowerment of rural communities. Hello and welcome to Sansad TV. I am Namrata Singh and you are watching our special broadcast, Transforming Fisheries and Dairy Sector. In this episode, we will dive deep into the strategies, technology and holistic approaches that have propelled these sectors to new heights, ensuring sustainable growth and improved livelihoods. India is a maritime country and has wide water resources lying both in inland and marine sectors, which are being utilized for capture and culture fisheries. The Indian fisheries sector is set in a unique and diverse set of ecosystems ranging from the pristine waters of the Himalayas to the sprawling Indian Ocean. The fisheries sector contributes to the national income, exports, food and nutritional security, and in employment generation. India has become the second largest fish producer and the 4th largest exporter of fish and fisheries products, taking brand India from local to global. The sector has exhibited strong growth of about 8% per year on average, with aquaculture growing at an annual average of more than 10%. The fisheries sector has been recognized as a sunrise sector and has demonstrated an outstanding double-digit average annual growth of 10.87% since 2014-15, with record fish production of 161.87 lakh tons provisional during 2021-22. Under the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, to boost the ease of doing business in India, the government has approved projects to the tune of more than 7,500 crore rupees for the development of modern fishing harbours and fish landing centres. By 2024-25, 202 fishing clusters, fishing harbours and major fishing landing centres will be developed, with an additional fish production of 70 lakh metric tons and doubling of fisheries exports. Integrated aqua parks as hubs of multifarious fisheries activities will also be developed. The fisheries sector in India has a long history that dates back to the days of Harappan civilization. The importance and the role of fisheries sector was officially recognized in India through the enactment of the Indian Fisheries Act in 1897. This act laid the foundation for the development of the fisheries sector in India and delineated the responsibility of provinces towards the development and conservation of fisheries in the country. After independence, Indian fisheries developed at varying paces and directions depending on the initiative, priorities and resources of the respective states. Recognizing the importance of this sector, the PM Modi-led NDA government created the Department of Fisheries in February 2019 to provide sustained and focused attention to the development of the sector.
पीएम मत्स्य संपदा योजना से आज मछली के उत्पादन में बहुत प्रगति हो रही है। देश भर में जहां भी नदियां हैं, छोटे तालाब हैं, इस योजना से ग्रामीणों को, किसानों को आय का अतिरिक्त साधन मिल रहा है।
This was followed by the creation of an independent Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying in June 2019.
पिछले 9 वर्षों में इनलैंड फिशरीज में भी 2 गुनी वृद्धि हुई है। और जैसे हमने सहकारिता मंत्रालय अलग बनाया, उससे एक नई ताकत खड़ी हुई है, वैसे ही लंबे समय से एक मांग थी देश को फिशरीज के लिए अलग मंत्रालय बनाना चाहिए, वो भी हमने बना दिया। उसकी भी अलग बजट की व्यवस्था की और उस क्षेत्र के परिणाम नजर आने लगे हैं।
Further, to deepen the financial inclusion in this sector, the government introduced insurance coverage for fishing vessels for the first time in fisheries and also extended Kisan Credit Card facility to fishers and fish farmers to help them meet their working capital and short-term credit needs. The government is at the forefront of transforming the fisheries sector and bringing about the economic revolution through Blue Revolution in the country. The sector aims to increase the farmers' income through enhancement of production and productivity, improving the quality and reduction of waste. The government is committed to a national target to increase fish production to 22 million metric tons by 2024-2025, which will have a positive impact on 2.80 crore fishers and fish farmers and almost twice that number along fish-related value chains. The central government has announced the highest ever investment of 30,572 crore rupees in the fisheries sector under various schemes and programs, namely Blue Revolution Scheme, Fishery and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund and Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. The development of modern fishing harbours and fish landing centres has also been envisioned, beginning with 5 major fishing harbours that will be developed as hubs of economic activity. The consistent focus on strengthening the fisheries sector has borne spectacular results. The fish production reached an all-time high of 16.25 MMT during financial year 2021 to 2022, with marine exports touching 57,586 crore rupees. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana has supported 31.89 lakh farmers from 22 states and 7 union territories under insurance coverage, and an additional 6.77 lakh farmers have been covered for livelihood and nutritional support during the lean ban period.
3,680 करोड़ की प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के आने तक का जो इन्वेस्टमेंट था, उन्हीं की जगह पे वो 38,000 करोड़ में कन्वर्ट हो गया। इतना बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट और ये प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना के तहत बहुत सारी गतिविधियों को भी इस कार्यक्रम के तहत इन्वॉल्व किया गया, और इसका ये नतीजा है कि 61 लाख टन जो हमारा प्रोडक्शन था वो 131 लाख टन पर पहुंच गया, और कुल मिला के आज हमारा प्रोडक्शन 174 लाख टन का टोटल हमारा इनलैंड एंड मरीन दोनों मिला के प्रोडक्शन बन गया है।
India has emerged as a fish surplus country and has increased its exports of fish and fish products steadily in recent years. Diverse aqua products are exported from India to several countries across the globe. Apart from its role as a powerful income and employment generator, and its importance in the growth of a number of subsidiary industries, the fisheries sector holds great significance in terms of health and nutrition. Fish, being an affordable and rich source of animal protein, is one of the healthiest options to mitigate hunger and nutrition deficiency, thereby contributing in the fulfillment of the Sustainable Development Goals. The government has been taking multi-pronged approaches to maximize the potential of fish for health and fish for wealth.
The Indian fisheries and aquaculture sectors have become the fastest growing agriculture-allied sectors in the country. In recent years, the Indian government has launched several initiatives to foster sustainable growth in this sector. Let's take a closer look at some of these initiatives.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the government has brought about transformational reforms in the fisheries sector. Pushing for focused and holistic development of the sector while ensuring socio-economic well-being of fisheries, fish farmers and other stakeholders. The Blue Revolution in India demonstrated importance of fisheries and aquaculture sector. The Integrated Development and Management of Fisheries scheme was launched by Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying for a period of 5 years from 2015-16 to 2019-20. The scheme primarily focused on increasing fisheries production and productivity from aquaculture and fisheries resources in both inland and marine sectors. The consistent efforts made by the government to bring about reforms through the Blue Revolution scheme have yielded appreciable results. Thus, the fisheries sector recorded an impressive average annual growth rate of 9.03% as against the national GVA growth rate of 4.51% during the same period. Further, the fish production reached an all-time high of 16.25 million metric ton for the financial year 2021-22, with marine exports touching 57,586 crore rupees. The Blue Revolution scheme was the first step towards making the fisheries sector economically viable and robust. To consolidate the achievements of Blue Revolution and provide focused attention to the sector, the government in its union budget financial year 2019-20 announced a new scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. PMMSY aims to address critical gaps in fish production and productivity. It aims to modernize and strengthen the value chain and double fishers' and fish farmers' incomes. It ensures social, physical and economic security for fishers and fish farmers. The Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana is an umbrella scheme with two separate components, namely Central Sector Scheme component implemented with 100% funding by the centre and Centrally Sponsored Scheme component implemented with fund sharing between centre, states and beneficiaries.
पीएम मत्स्य संपदा योजना से आज मछली के उत्पादन में बहुत प्रगति हो रही है। देश भर में जहां भी नदियां हैं, छोटे तालाब है, इस योजना से ग्रामीणों को, किसानों को आय का अतिरिक्त साधन मिल रहा है। इसमें लोकल स्तर पर फीड उत्पादन के लिए भी सहायता दी जा रही है। आज 25,000 से ज्यादा सहकारी समितियां फिशरीज सेक्टर में काम कर रही हैं। इससे फिश प्रोसेसिंग, फिश ड्राइंग और फिश क्योरिंग, फिश स्टोरेज, फिश कैनिंग, फिश ट्रांसपोर्ट, ऐसे अनेक काम उनको आज ऑर्गेनाइज वे में बल मिल रहा है।
Recognizing the potential of the sector, the government also launched the Sagar Parikrama initiative, which is an evolutionary journey envisaged in the sea across the coastal belt, demonstrating solidarity with all fisher folk fish farmers and concerned stakeholders as a spirit of 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, saluting our great freedom fighters, sailors and fishers. It is an initiative by government aiming to resolve the issues of the fishers and other stakeholders and facilitate their economic upliftment through various fisheries schemes and programs being implemented by the government, such as Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana and Kisan Credit Card. Considering the importance of water in sustainability, the fisheries sector plays a significant role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and solves many problems like poverty, hunger, gender disparity and conservation of water bodies.
Now, let's talk about another important subsector of agriculture in the Indian economy, the animal husbandry and dairy sector. The government has taken several important initiatives during the last 9 years for improvement of per animal productivity and infrastructure development.
India has vast resources of livestock and poultry, which play a vital role in improving the socio-economic conditions of rural masses. Livestock forms an important livelihood activity, supplementing incomes, offering employment opportunities. Agriculture diversification through animal husbandry is one of the primary drivers of growth in rural incomes. The livestock sector grew at 7.93% during 2014-15 to 2020-2021. It contributed 4.90% of total gross value added in 2020-21. Dairy is the single largest agricultural commodity, contributing 5% of the national economy and employing more than 8 crore farmers directly. India is ranked first in milk production, contributing 23% of global milk production. India ranks third in egg production and 8th in meat production in the world. Egg production in the country is growing at a rate of 8% per annum. The Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying are implementing various schemes for development and promotion of the sector across the country. In July 2021, the government approved implementation of a special livestock sector package. It consists of several activities by revising and realigning various components of existing schemes in order to have focused development of the sector across the country for the next 5 years. The initiative includes Rashtriya Gokul Mission, National Program for Dairy Development, Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund, supporting dairy cooperatives and farmer-producer organizations engaged in dairy activities, National Livestock Mission, Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund, Livestock Health and Disease Control, Kisan Credit Cards for dairy farmers of milk cooperatives and milk producer companies. The Rashtriya Gokul Mission has been implemented for development and conservation of indigenous bovine breeds since December 2014. The scheme is important in enhancing milk production and productivity of bovines to meet growing demand of milk and making dairying more remunerative to the rural farmers of the country. The scheme has been continued under umbrella scheme development programs from 2021 to 2026 with the budget outlay of 2,400 crore rupees. The scheme will result in enhanced productivity, and benefits of the program will percolate to 80 million farmers engaged in dairying, especially small and marginal farmers. The Department of the Animal Husbandry and Dairying has been implementing the National Program for Dairy Development across the country since February 2014 with an objective of creating and strengthening of infrastructure for production of quality milk, procurement, processing and marketing of milk and milk products by the State Implementing Agency. Now the scheme has slightly been restructured from 2021-22 to 2025-26. The government also approved 185 projects in 28 states and 2 union territory from 2014-15 to 2022-23 to create and strengthen infrastructure for quality milk, including cold chain infrastructure linking the farmer to the consumer. The government also extended the benefit of Kisan credit cards to animal husbandry and dairy farmers during 2019. This step ensured credit to landless animal husbandry farmers at low interest. So far, more than 26 lakh fresh Kisan credit cards were sanctioned for AHT farmers.
The Modi government's strategic planning under the Gati Shakti initiative has unleashed the true potential of these sectors. As we celebrate these achievements, it becomes evident that these sectors are not just sources of food and income, but also symbols of India's journey towards prosperity and inclusive development. That's all we have for you in this edition. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.